honored guest, fellow Toastmasters. Now, I say fellow Toastmasters, though honestly, I only just joined in December. In the medieval guild system, there were 3 levels, and Master was the highest. I'm not even a competent communicator yet. It might be more fair to call me a Toast apprentice. Perhaps as I got up to the competent communicator level, I could claim to be a Toast journeyman. But no, I joined the club, so immediately I am a master of Toast. I had a lot of reading to do to catch up. Because we are all Toastmasters here, I am sharing some of that research with you. Today I am speaking about mastering toast. When I told a friend of mine that, he asked if I were going to go into things like the toppings that you put on toast, or perhaps how you toast bread or bagels. I told him honestly, toast has a 30,000-year history. I'm going to cover that in 5 minutes. I don't have time for the toppings or the bagels. He was puzzled by that. He asked, are you counting the entire history of bread as the history of toast? And I said yes, because really, what else is bread? Or what else is toast? Other than a way to get that fresh baked bread warmth back again. As it turns out, I was wrong. The origin of toast seems to be in order to preserve it. We may all have experienced fresh bread going moldy because of the moisture content. It seems that the prehistoric uses of toast were to dry out the bread, give it a nice flavor on the outside, but also reduce the moisture content enough that it would last, or it would be minimally palatable a week later, when, of course, you need an invigorating snack. There's more controversy about toast than one would think. A few years ago, $4 toast was a thing in San Francisco, and people were outraged. How dare they charge $4 for a slice of toast? I mean, sure, it was an inch thick as opposed to a quarter-inch thick slice that we get from Wonder Bread. And sure, it was slathered with toppings enough to be a full sandwich. But no, $4 toast was an outrage, and it was a sign of the fall of San Francisco. These people clearly didn't appreciate the history of toast. For us, toast is a fairly simple thing. We take some bread, stick it in the toaster, we pop it down, step away. A little while later, it pops up, we have toast. It wasn't always this simple. Popping up was not always a feature of toast. Once upon a time, making toast involved crouching down in front of the fire, putting your bread on a toasting fork, and holding it near the fire. Not too near that it got burnt, but near still. We see the image of Satan with his so-called pitchfork. I checked with a few other people who know something about pitchforks, and we concluded that the fork that Satan is shown holding is not in fact a pitchfork, but a toasting fork. You can tell by the little barbs on the end of each tine. If you're pitching hay, you want the hay to slide off your pitchfork easily. If you're sifting manure, again, you don't want it getting stuck. If you are attacking zombies because the apocalypse is upon us, you don't want your weapon getting stuck in mid-zombie. A proper pitchfork has smooth tines. A toasting fork, because we don't want the toast to fall in the fire, has those barbs on the end. If you look at your history of toast sheet, which is the long one, you will see the next step in the evolution of toasting technology was a little basket on the end of the stick, so you could drop your piece of bread into it, hold it near the fire, and it wouldn't fall off the fork into the flames and waste your bread. After that, when we had wood-fired ovens, we had little shelves with little bookends we could stick the toast on so that the heat coming through a window in the stove would heat the bread, making toast. We would manually flip it. And when we got further along and invented electric toasters, still, we had rests to tent the toast over an electric filament. It would toast one side, and when that was golden enough for us, we could turn it around and toast the other. It was Toastmaster, no relation, that invented the pop-up toaster, and they advertised it as, this toaster cannot burn your toast, because at the end of the cycle, it would pop up. Recent scientists have told us that the ideal toast is created at approximately 156 degrees Celsius for 216 seconds. But for us, the toasters take care of it. If you're interested in more details about how to master and make the perfect toast, there is some controversy over whether the toaster is the best method. I have given you opposing articles from The Guardian in the UK and the New York Times in the US. I hope this will help you, as it has helped me, on your journey to truly master the art